98.7 The Peak. It's all about variety. Chris and Amy in the morning. You know, that song right there would suggest that everybody is perfect in their own way.
Everybody is, and that's what I love about America. Everyone has their own opinions. We can all voice it. We're all different people, because if we were all the same person, the world would be boring.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. Now, lately, you know, obviously we're doing this Babygate thing right now.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, this is just out of fun or whatever. But I've told you before that my girlfriend and I are trying to have a baby, right?
Right.
Okay. Everybody's allowed to voice their opinions and honestly be respected when they voice their opinions.
Of course, you should be.
So I wanted to go ahead and bring Michelle on real quick. Michelle?
Hi, Chris. I'm good. How are you?
What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I really, really like you guys, but I really have a problem with this baby thing.
Why?
Well, the baby thing was the thing is a challenge. It was because we were talking about an article that had come out years ago about men being able to carry babies.
Yeah.
And the reason this whole thing erupted is because somebody, of course, a woman had called in and said, well, if men had to have babies, the whole human race would stop. And I said, come on now. If we had to, we'd keep going just like you guys did. And they said, you can't handle it. And then somebody said, you should wear a pregnancy suit. So I said, all right, I'll wear it. I don't care.
Well, I understand that. But the thing is now, you know, you've got a girlfriend. She's not your wife.
No.
And you're announcing, like, you know, it's okay. And, you know, it's really hard to raise kids nowadays.
Right.
To try and do the right thing. And, you know, you've got a girlfriend and you're all excited about getting her pregnant. And, you know, it's something that you're planning. And it's just, you're going to lose listeners. And
well, no, hold on. And because I kind of want to have a discussion with you on this. So why? Why am I going to lose listeners?
Because that's not the right thing.
According to?
Well, people who are believers of God.
What does that have to do with any? I'm a 35-year-old man. I'm not a teenager. I'm not, you know, knocking my girlfriend up.
No, I understand that, but it's still not the right way in our eyes.
In your eyes. So unless it's in your eyes, then it's wrong?
Well,
is that what you're saying?
If you're a believer of God and you're supposed to get married before you have children, then yes, it is wrong.
I don't understand that rule.
Well, then you're not a believer of God.
Okay, I think that's a little
that's
bold. Okay.
Aren't there things in the Bible that
this isn't one of those programs, so I'm not going to get into that. However, I think it's an interesting topic that you brought up. I really do. And you know what? Honestly, thank you for calling in, Michelle.
No, that was great.
Seriously,
I love
really
having a good conversation. But do you feel, Chris, from that call that she was maybe putting words in your mouth or maybe putting feelings into your being?
I think that Michelle has a way that she believes, and I can respect that.
Fantastic.
However,
good.
I don't agree.
Okay.
So, you know what? And that's that. I can take that position. She's welcome to take hers. 260-9870.
Okay.
Is the number 260-9870. 411-987 is our text, if you'd like to text in. I'm kind of curious to hear people's thoughts on this.
Yeah.
Is it a big deal? Now, keep in mind, we're not married.
No, you're not.
We're not married.
No.
But also keep in mind, I'm 35, she's 38. You know, we're both very well into our careers.
Right.
You know, we're not broke and penniless, two kids out there thinking they're going to, you know, whatever. You know, we're fairly stable, but again, people have their beliefs and the way that they think things that are, you know, should be run are right and wrong and all that.
Yeah, everyone has a belief system, and I think it's fantastic, and I love to hear them all.
I'm glad you called in. I really am.
Too.
Thank you.
Thanks,
seriously,
Michelle.
I mean that in all sincerity. I really, really honestly do. 98.7 The Peak. It's all about variety. Chris and Amy in the morning. Good morning to you. I'm Chris Parker.
I'm Amy Van Dyken.
Katie. Good morning.
I am absolutely appalled. But first, I'd like to say, Chris, you handled that lady amazingly. It's ignorance like that keeps the world behind.
Oh, wow. Katie, you're fired up over this.
She called me a noble seed.
I am livid. My daughter was born out of wedlock, and she went to a youth group at a Bible church, and the youth pastor told her she was going to hell.
Wow.
What?
Told her that her and her mother were both going to be spending eternity in hell together.
Katie, let me ask you this. When she comes home and she tells you this, how do you handle that?
You know, we sat down, we talked about it, I explained to her what happened. Her father and I did end up getting married, but she was still born out of wedlock. And I explained to her, just because two parents get married doesn't mean that they're going to love that child anymore because there's a piece of paper between them.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow,
Thank you so much,
Katie.
We got some text messages on this, and if you didn't hear, we had a woman, one of our listeners, called in and expressed concerns about trying to have a baby while out of wedlock, and said that it was not the way that she would do things.
Right.
Understandable. So people have been calling and commenting via text.
Yes, they have. Here's one. Christians aren't supposed to judge people. Love and acceptance. Someone else said, hey, my name is Heaven. I'm 15. I think it's your choice. And if you guys want to have a baby, have a baby. You don't need to move fast into a marriage. Do what you want to do. Someone said, Michelle is wrong. You won't lose listeners. You don't have to be married. I agree with you, and a lot of people in the world feel that way. Tammy and Tempe.
All right. Well, a lot of people, and there was one that said make a commitment, Chris, marry her before you have a child.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just reading that from the bottom.
I want to look at it from both sides.
Of course.
260-9870, that's the number, and I believe we got one ready to roll here. Bob, go ahead, buddy. We got 30 seconds.
Hey, Chris, I just wanted to comment on Michelle's statement.
Yeah.
It's interesting to me because basically the entire, homosexual community, can't get married legally. But I think that they should be able to have children if they feel that the relationship's ready for that.
Ah, Bob. A whole new can of worms,
Bobby.
my friend. I love it. I love it, Bob.
The Bobberino.
Look at you.
Bob, you bring up great points.
Yeah.
And honestly, we're glad that you got the number, and we wish you'd use it more. So please do.
Yes.
That's a whole nother. Here's the thing. I don't think there's anybody married or not out there that can tell me that their kid's going to have a better life than Elton John's kid.
Thank you. Already has $1 million condo.
$2 million.
Pardon me, a $2 million condo, and he's what, 3 months old?
Yeah. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Amy, come on.
Thank you. Sorry.
Some gangsta talk right there.
That's right.